Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Max with BuzzTox here, and I am back with a new video. So, House of the Dragon is supposed to come out in August, and I figured it would be a perfect time for me to react to the last 2 seasons of Game of Thrones. Excuse me, since I actually haven't watched them since they aired. So I figured I'd go back, pick them apart a little bit, kind of give my thoughts, and then who knows, like maybe I'll have a newfound appreciation for the last 2 seasons. And maybe you will too. So I think it's nice. We'll go kind of revisit, see what happened, and then just when we're finished, we'll have the House of the Dragon to watch. So I think that's very exciting. Quick note though, I'm not going to do all of Season 7 because that's way too much work. I'm going to do the last 2 episodes of Season 7, and then I'm going to finish off doing all of Season 8. So this video, we are going to react to Season 7, Episode 6. That's the penultimate episode. So yeah, that's about it. Let's see how it goes. All right, ready and play. To be honest, I don't even remember this season at all. Like, I remember I appreciated this season, like, a lot. Like, I think I really liked it. And then it was this episode and the last episode where I was just, I kind of fell off a bit. And I think the main thing is, because this is about capturing a white. And I'm a Canadian. And the way that they broke ice and they used that, it just didn't work for me. Honestly, I don't even know what to expect. I know in Winterfell they had like the Littlefinger thing going back and forth, and then Arya and Sansa were like colluding to betray him. I still don't understand how they did that. I don't understand how it works. I don't know what their strategy was. I just don't know. What? You wanna come watch? Come here. They're on their hike. They just left Eastwatch.
Ever been north before? Never seen snow before. Beautiful, eh? I can breathe again. Down south, the air smells like pig shit. You've never been down south. I've been to Winterfell. That's the north.
Man,
How do you live up here?
I missed all these characters.
You got to keep moving. That's the secret. Walking's good. Fighting's better. Fucking's best. There's not a living woman within 100 miles of here. We have to make do with what we've got.
Okay, this is gonna be the Jon Snow spinoff, literally. Like, it's gonna be Tormund and Jon. Like, it's awesome.
This one.
I had to let the pooch go. Even he didn't like Season 7. I miss this show, man. I miss this show. Like, if they just handled a couple episodes properly.
This one's been killed 6 times. You don't hear him bitching about it.
The Hound too. And his character, they just had Clegane Bowl.
Good lad.
These are all like nice little fan service scenes.
It served you well. Your children after you.
Is that a tease for the Jon Snow spinoff? Oh, God. To be honest, watching this makes me kind of sad, because like I'm enjoying it. Like, I love it. It's just a couple decisions they made that kind of ruined it.
Killed by the Lannisters. With your help. What?
I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's your pretty handwriting.
It just seems so forced.
I don't know yet.
And I don't know how they just flip and get on the same page.
You're scared, aren't you? What are you scared of? You didn't commit any crimes. No one's going to hang you. You're scared I'll show to Jon and he'll be angry.
Gingers I hate.
Gingers are beautiful. They are kissed by fire. Just like you.
Don't point your fucking finger at me.
God, I love him.
Trip into the fire when you were a baby.
Your wild
wildling friend told me the Red Woman brought you back. Taurus has brought me back 6 times. We both serve the same lord.
I serve the North.
The North didn't raise you from the dead.
The Lord of Light never spoke to me. I don't know anything about him. I don't know what he wants from me.
He wants you alive.
Why?
I don't know.
To kill the Night King. That's why.
No. So what's the point in serving a god if none of us knows what he wants?
I think about that all the time. I don't think it's our purpose to understand.
Like, Jon was the bridge. He's both ice and fire. What a perfect story would it have been if he killed the Night King ice and he killed Daenerys fire. He created balance in a sense by killing both ice and fire. It would have been like the perfect story. It's, oh my god, it makes me so angry. The producers of the show were like, we just felt like everyone thought Jon would kill the Night King, so we just had Arya do it. Like, if they had Jon kill the Night King and kill Daenerys and then be exiled beyond the wall and Bran became king, I would be completely fine with that story. If they justified Dolores' turn against Cersei and the people of King's Landing, oh man, they really messed up.
Guards the realms of men.
Maybe we don't need to understand any more than that.
The scene.
Maybe that's enough.
The shield that guards the realms of men. He kills ice, he kills fire. He's the shield for humanity, and he's the one who pays the price. That is his character. Ay, ay, ay.
That's what I saw on the fire. A mountain like an arrowhead.
Are you sure?
Look how big Beyond the Wall is. Like, there's so much, and this goes into the Jon Snow spinoff. Like, if they actually do it, there's a lot of things they could do. Granted, the land is very barren, but there's a lot of story potential.
I honestly.
You want to know who sits on the Iron Throne after I'm dead?
Bran the Broken.
You say you can't have children, but there are other ways of choosing a successor. The Night's Watch has one method. The Ironborn, for all their many flaws, have another.
Discuss the succession after I wear the crown.
Your Grace, I saw hundreds of arrows fly towards you when you fought on the Blackwater Rush, and I saw hundreds of arrows miss. But anyway,
Like, I wish that they were clear. Like, this scene perfectly shows that they were stepping away from a monarchy, moving towards, like, a type of democratic system. And it's like, great. You have, Dolores can't have children. They set that up. Tyrion's clearly trying to make a plan on what happens to the kingdom after they break the wheel and Daenerys is no longer queen.
After I wear the crown.
And what happens is Bran the Broken comes into power, and it's not established. They don't explicitly say that his children won't sit the throne, or the next Stark will sit the throne. Like, with a scene like that, they should make it very clear at the end of the whole series that the monarchy has changed. And maybe people are elected, and Bran was elected, and whoever's going to sit after him isn't going to be a Stark, it's going to be somebody who is elected. So, I don't know, like, they were building a lot of great things. But they almost didn't follow through in a weird way. Polar bears, those would have been cool to see in the fight for Winterfell. They just disappeared. Oh, is that Thoros? Yeah. Man. Like, even this scene, like, if they weren't capturing a white, like, polar bears, that's awesome. Like, we should have seen polar bears in the battle for Winterfell. I wish they had a different motivation. Like, capturing a white to me is crazy. Like, I feel like they could have switched the plot. Instead of them trying to capture a white and succeeding to build some kind of democracy with Cersei, it would make sense if they had a plot point where the Night King was trying to take advantage of them, and they were brought there for a reason. Like, this is what I came up with right now. Instead of them going to capture a white for a political plot point, it seems shallow. They go in, they steal one, they put all themselves in danger to steal one white, to give it to Cersei, who's unstable. It doesn't make any sense. What they're doing right now shouldn't be a political plot. It should be the existential magic plot. So what should have happened is Bran, as the three-eyed raven, should have said, Jon, you need to go beyond the wall. There is a horn beyond winter that will help control the whites. Or you need to go on some BS mission, where he was given this when he was touching the Weirwood tree as a prophecy, when really it's the Night King communicating to Bran. The Night King took advantage of Bran to have them come. Results in the Night King killing one of the dragons. So he's able to solidify his force, right? Because then that would make sense. The Night King is strategically knocking off people and creating a circumstance where he can kill a dragon. And then you start learning that the Night King, you know, you have Bran, who's the man under the roots, the three-eyed raven, and he can warg into animals. Whereas the Night King is essentially the death version of that. Every white that has blue eyes, the Night King is warging into, essentially, right? And we know that he can sense Bran when he hits him out of the crow when he's warging. So I think they should have did a vibe, almost like in Harry Potter, when just ripped his lips off. Like in Harry Potter, where in the 5th one, where Voldemort has Harry go try and save Sirius, but it was something that Voldemort wanted Harry to see. The Night King should have did that to Bran, and Bran should have sent them on this mission. That would at least make sense.
Daenerys, tell her what's happened. I'm not leaving you. You're the fastest. Go, now!
The one thing I will say is this is filmed really well. And Gendry starts his journey. What about Bran? Bran should have been a crow with them the whole time. He should have been there. Bran could have even said, I see a rock in the middle of a lake. There's something important there that we need to defeat the Night King. And it's a message that he got from the Night King. He set them up. So it's cracking under their weight. There's what, 8 of them? Here comes 300 people. It's a good shot, though, I gotta say. The guy's not running fast enough. Okay, that's not how ice works. How much more powerful would it have been if the whites run and stop in a circle? They just stop for no reason. They don't need to explain that, oh my god, the ice cracks in a perfect circle around our heroes. Just have them stop. And then you start to realize that, oh, this is a plan. This is a plan by the Night King. Why aren't the whites attacking anymore? It's because he's waiting. He is strategically waiting for the dragon to come, to kill it, right? Because then we take off the plot of like suspension of disbelief and external things that are happening, and it actually adds to character. It makes you say, oh, the Night King is smarter than I thought. He has a motivation. What's his motivation? Why are the whites just stopping? They're not just mindless zombies anymore. You know, they have a motivation. So it's like, see what I mean? It's like it could be filmed exactly the same. Exactly the same. You just tweak little things. Imagine this. There's no ice broken. Like, they could jump over that hole in the ice, but they're deciding not to. Imagine if the ice never broke and they were just standing there watching them. And they're at a standstill. They don't know what to do. And the reality is the Night King is just standing there waiting to kill the dragon. God, such simple little things. He's still running. Nope, not anymore. I think he completely fell on his face. Good commitment to the actor.
Where are the others? Raven. We need to send a Raven. Get the maester.
Raven! Cut that scene out. It's ridiculous. Have Bran as the Raven and have him wake up and tell them. That whole running scene wasn't necessary. I just don't understand how, like, a couple feet of water can keep them away. See, this should have been what the Night King wanted. That just reminded me of Season 8 when they killed friggin' Rhaegal with a friggin' boat crossbow. Oh no. And that's the writer's benefit of it being on the that's the writer's benefit of it being on the lake, is Daenerys can come in and shoot fire and melt all the ice and protect them from the actual Night King attack. See, like, this is stupid. You're telling me that the ice broke after being frozen for years. Years and years and years. And it friggin' refroze stronger than what it was before? I'm telling you, you're this far north, the ice is frozen solid. They do have good scenes, though. This is pretty badass. They should have been a fighting moment where, whether this time or in the last fight, where Beric Dondarrion lights Jon's sword. That would have been cool. Tormund's getting his ass kicked. That's the one thing that I worry about with the Game of Thrones spin-offs, is it's like House of the Dragon's going to be politics focused, which is good. Like, there's going to be dragons, sure. But, like, the big part of Game of Thrones was the duality of ice and fire. The fight of life versus death. And the way that they ended this show, like, it was so anticlimactic that any spin-off is not going to focus on life versus death. Because death has been destroyed. Like, that's it. So that's what's crazy, man. Like, if I was HBO, I would literally invest the same amount of money with, like, Miguel Sapochnik and new producers to redo season 7 and 8. Because I honestly think we're at this unique time where the cast is still at the same age, and they're worth the money to pay, and it's worth the money to redo. Because if you end it properly, then it opens up all your spin-offs to be more lucrative, right? You can open up a franchise that you can milk in perpetuity if they just ended it properly, right? And they could reuse scenes, right? It's just slow, like, just changing the plot a little bit. I think it would be worth its weight in gold. It's kind of like what happened with Justice League. That's a great shot. It's like in Justice League when they did the Zack Snyder cut. Like, if they redid it, it would be worth its weight in gold. Like, they could reuse this shot if they just pivoted the plot a bit. It's cool. I'm a fan. Oh. Another thing with the dragons, though. They could have even had Bran warg into one. And then it's like what the Three-Eyed Raven said to him. You will not walk again, but you will fly. And the reason why Bran flew is because he knows where they're located. He knows where they are. He forces Daenerys on the dragon away and forces her to go save his brother, right? Because then there's less circumstance. Because I feel like you could look at this and be like, how did Daenerys find them? How did this? How did that? Bran is the perfect plot excuse. Have Bran warg a dragon. And this is what this whole scene should have been about. This whole thing should have been about the Night King getting his dragon. There's Jon. Jon being a hero. Gotta love it. I think it would have been easier to hit the one in the bottom corner there. And like I think it's cool. I think the dragon needed to die. First of all, if I was the Night King, I would hit the one on the ground. Second of all, I think they could have made it... I'm just going to critique a little bit, because, like, why not? I'm enjoying it, but instead of hitting it and sharpshooting it out of the sky, Whites should have, like, overrun it. And then he, like, executed it. You know, just more, like, visceral. Because both dragons that died, one got hit by the Night King's spear, and the other one got hit by a ballista. Like, the Night King's probably bringing back another spear while they're sitting there staring. It's badass. That's why you need a Jon Snow spinoff. See, I remember this scene as well. This scene also pissed me off because everything that they did was like perfect, and then they twisted it just enough where it's annoying. So Jon stays and he gets put behind. Fine, have that plot point. Benjen comes out of nowhere and gives him his horse and he escapes. Man, what they should have did in Game of Thrones season 5, okay, when Daenerys is dealing with the Harpies and they slowly start to come and kill her, and she closes her eyes and Drogon comes to save her as a dragon rider. This is the moment. Benjen comes, pulls Jon out of the water, saves him. Sure, why not? But then Benjen dies. Jon is like, they're coming in to kill him. Jon closes his eyes and he calls Rhaegal. That's what should have happened. He should have gotten rescued by Rhaegal and solidified himself as a dragon rider. Whoops. And should have solidified himself as a dragon rider. But instead, they waited for season 8 and just have Jon hop on him for fun, for sport, right? This could have been the perfect moment. I would bring Benjen back in season 8, and what I would do is have Jon come up, and I would have the Whites slowly close in on him. And having no hope left, Jon just closes his eyes, and then you hear the dragon, and then Rhaegal comes. I think that's why I'm so upset by it, because like I love Game of Thrones, and like they could have done so much. Just little tweaks could have made the story so much better, in my opinion. Should have stood up, readied his sword, closed his eyes, collected his thoughts. Rhaegal comes. There comes Benjen. He's got a ball on a rope. I just feel like they shouldn't have been attacking him, like he's dead. I guess Jon is too. But the magic that brought Benjen back is the same magic that brought the Night King. I don't know. Yeah, man. If Jon called Rhaegal, it would have been awesome. You could have a scene with Daenerys, too, where she's like, she gets emotional because her dragon, Rhaegal, leaves her. And then she's like, well, I lost both my dragons, you know? But then he comes back with Jon. But nope. Jon comes back on a horse. Like, man, John has such a badass moment. He comes back. The characters are like, oh my god, this guy's special. He was brought back from the dead. But then the best he did during the fight against the Night King was scream at a dragon. And then he killed Daenerys. It's just like, he needed to kill the Night King. Like, it's so frustrating to me. He is ice and fire, and he should rid the world of ice and fire. He rids the world of the Night King, and he rids the world of Daenerys. Missed opportunity. It's just like, what is this plot? Because it's like, it's getting to a point where it's like,
Not what you're looking for.
it's like they're acting like they're against each other.
I have hundreds of men here at Winterfell, all loyal to me.
And then the next episode,
What are these?
My faces.
my faces.
Get them.
In black. To wear those pretty dresses. To be the Lady of Winterfell.
They're like nice to each other in the next episode.
All I need to find out is your face.
So stupid. Like, the writers are literally, like, they literally wrote this scene just to stress out the audience, just to elicit emotion. It has nothing to do with, like, an underlying plot. Like, that's what really bugs me about it. It's like just to create this tension that doesn't exist. Like, how are they going to defeat Littlefinger? Well, we'll just create this plot where the sisters don't like each other, and then they just all of a sudden do. I don't know.
Now about my queen.
Yeah.
Bend the knee,
Look, if they had him bend the knee to Daenerys,
but they'll come to see you for what you are.
I'm fine with it. I'm fine with this plot point. I just wish, if you look at my theory videos on Varys and stuff like that, I thought they could have did a great plot on power residing with Jon without him even wanting to, where he bends the knee to Daenerys, but Varys is rallying troops and people to support Jon. And that's like the irony of their dynamic, is it's like, no matter what Daenerys does, when she uses her dragons, when she burns things, she's a foreigner. She's from Essos. People don't like her, and people are rallying to Jon. And everything Daenerys does to try and pursue the throne, all it does is push them away from supporting her and into supporting Jon. And if the secret, they spend so much time trying to establish that Jon is a Targaryen, and it could have been used politically against Daenerys. Why would we support this woman who has, Essos values, when we can reside our power in a true Targaryen male heir, right? So there could be a lot of contention there, right? Where they're lovers, but yet naturally they're opposition towards each other. Not only is Jon taking away her kingdom, her followers, her support, he also takes her dragon. He's taking these things from her, and she feels like it's out of her own control, right? And when she feels like it's coming out of her control, and the people of King's Landing don't support Cersei or Daenerys, they support Jon. You could slowly unravel Daenerys to do something drastic like burn King's Landing, resulting in Jon killing her, right? So it's like little baby steps that they could do to build tension between them. So I don't know. The Whites hate water, but they're clearly fine to dive down and wrap a chain around a dragon's neck to fish it out. I know some people got really annoyed that he brought a dragon back to life as a white. But I always saw that as completely necessary. Like, that's where the story was going. That's where I thought it was going. So to me, like, I thought that was completely necessary. But that is the episode. Wow. So that's it. So all in all, like, I really enjoyed it. For me, it's just the plot that they introduced, they could have twisted it a little bit to just feel more meaningful and not forced. in terms of like the Winterfell story with Arya and Sansa, to me it just felt forced. It felt like they were trying to push conflict for the sake of conflict. I don't even know where you begin with that. I think they try to write a story for the downfall of Littlefinger, and to me it just every scene with them felt forced. In terms of the Night King situation and capturing a white, I feel like it bothers me because I feel like as a studio and you're producing this show and they say that we need the Night King to resurrect a dragon. We need them to go north of the wall. We need these things to be done. There was a much more effective way to do it. For me, baby steps. I would have Bran is brand new as the Three-Eyed Raven. He should be taken advantage of by the Night King. He should be seeing visions and he should believe that there is something north of the wall that they need to defeat the Night King. This manipulation results in Jon going to Eastwatch with a team, and then they get ambushed. Bran should be with them, so Gendry doesn't have to run for no reason, kind of suspending our disbelief. He should fly to Daenerys and let them know. Bran should warg into Drogon and lead Daenerys to Jon, and the Night King should kill the dragon. When they escape, Jon should be rescued by Rhaegal, solidifying him as a dragon rider. What that would do is that would create this point of contention with Daenerys and Jon, where Daenerys loves Jon, but he took away her baby. Where Rhaegal no longer is, Daenerys's baby or child. It's left the nest. And now Rhaegal listens to Jon. So now Jon is somebody that she loves, but he took away the dragon. And then when Jon bends the knee to Daenerys, Varys is siphoning followers away from Daenerys, providing into Jon Snow. Every time Daenerys burns somebody, who's someone from Essos who's stirring the pot in Westeros, every person that Cersei turns against Daenerys, they end up finding support in Jon. They keep telling us that Jon is a Targaryen and yada yada yada, but they never use that politically. It should be a secret going out that everyone's whispering, Jon's the rightful heir, he's a Targaryen, he's this, he's that. And he ends up taking these things from Daenerys, and it results in her getting angry, and you can slowly justify her burning down the city of King's Landing because no person has welcomed her with open arms and no person wants her. They want Cersei or they want Jon. They see Daenerys as like a radical. So that's what I think about this episode. All in all, it was good. I just feel like they could have just twisted the plot a little bit to fit like a lot better. But really, that's it. Let me know what you guys think about this episode. Let me know if you like my changes. What would you do to change this episode to make it fit better? Or do you like it just the way it was? But anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys later.